We are at the Perine Memorial Bridge in Twin Falls, Idaho, and one of the unique things about this bridge, actually there's only one other bridge in the United States where this can be done, is there are base jumpers who legally jump off the bridge all the time. We've already seen two go, one who actually ended up splashing down in the river. He missed his landing zone, and boy, there's a couple more up there who look like they're ready.
Actually, we're told that with the two bridges in the U.S. that people do this kind of jumping, that this is the only time, or this is the only one where the people don't even need a permit to do this. Crazy.
My question is, do you want to try?
Me? You know, I'm afraid to jump off a wall. No.
Make that a hard no for me, too. So Kathy and I know somebody who has parachuted, who's very near and dear to us. Not off this bridge, but has done parachute jumping, and that is our daughter Natalia.
Oh my God, skydiving. Yes, skydiving. Oh my gosh, we said don't tell me until you're done. I don't want to know when you're going. I don't want to know a thing until it's all over.
Yeah, and that was what she did. It was all over, and then she sent us pictures and
I
showed
think
us.
she posted on Instagram, and we saw that, and went, oh my gosh. But no, she might
and we love her dearly, but I still do not understand the impulse that would make somebody jump out of a perfectly good airplane or off of a perfectly good bridge. One of the premier natural attractions in southeastern Idaho and here in Twin Falls is Shoshone Falls. And we picked a Sunday afternoon to come because the weather is fabulous. We've been told that the volume of water going over the falls is higher than many people can remember for many years. The downside is there's a lot of people here. It took us about 10 minutes to find a parking space, but it looks like it's going to be beautiful. Kathy, I noticed that you have been counting the number of waterfalls that are part of Shoshone Falls here. What is the official Kathleen Hayes Wildrick Miles and Smiles verdict?
Well, I love numbers, so I started counting, and pretty hard to count because some might be blended together, but I counted, say, a dozen waterfalls flowing today, and the water is very high.
So these falls are really, though, pretty dramatic. They call it the Niagara of the West. How do you think, we've been to both.
Yeah.
How do you think this compares to Niagara Falls?
Well, the expanse is certainly a lot less than Niagara Falls, but it flows a little bit higher and deeper than Niagara Falls. So that's how it got the name.
So if you took one slice of Niagara Falls and plumped it down here, it would be just a little bit lower, but there's probably about 5 or 6 times more width between the American and the Canadian falls.
Yeah, and this is beautiful in its own way.
It really is. It's gorgeous. It's better to not compare it and just accept it as what it is a gorgeous, gorgeous waterfall. Well, we just pulled into Centennial Park here in Twin Falls, and we signed up for AWOLadventuretours.com pontoon boat ride down the river, and we're hoping it's going to be a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
To start off, my name is Logan. I'm the captain of the boat. This year's Xander. I'm sure he's already introduced himself. He's the first mate. He's our designated water boy. So if you need any type of water, anything, just let him know. He'll come around and help you out.
All right, this is my friend.
I'm Logan.
This is Logan from AWOL Adventure Sports. We just had a great pontoon boat ride down the river. We're kind of into the easy way of doing things, but so you were telling us about the name of the falls and how you know people aren't from here?
Yeah, so I can always tell when somebody's not from here because they call Shoshone Falls Shoshone Falls, which is actually the name of the Indian tribe that used to live here. And so when somebody's not from here, they just assume that Shoshone Falls is the exact same thing as the Native American tribe. So they'll call it Shoshone Falls, when in all reality, it's actually Shoshone Falls. And that's what the locals here call it.
Well, we had a great time, and if we came here again, we would do this again. There's no question about it. We just parked by the side of the road to visit the Perine waterfall. And what's famous about this one is it's just a little path back off the road. We're about, what, 5 minutes outside of town?
I think we're still in town.
We're even still in town. And
we're at the rock ledge, though.
And
the canyon.
Just a short little path from the road here down into the canyon. And we will be able to not only go up to the waterfall, but we're supposed to be able to go behind the waterfall. Come on along. We're not quite behind the waterfall yet. I wanted to take some video out here where it's not quite as wet.
We're loud.
This is incredible. I mean, it's right by downtown Twin Falls. You don't have to take a hike. You don't have to drive a long way. And what a beautiful place this is. By the way, we were told by our guide on the float trip that this water is thanks to agricultural runoff.
Raindrops keep falling on my head. Oh! Oh! Oh!
So the way you find these falls, on your way down into the canyon to Centennial Park, what you want to do, you'll see probably some cars parked off on the uphill side of the road. You can pull over and park there, and then there's just a short little path at the bottom of the curve that takes you straight over to the waterfalls. It's definitely worth the trip. When you come to the Twin Falls area, you will see many signs describing this as the Miracle Valley. Now, this has nothing to do with a religious occurrence. It has to do with irrigation. Mr. Perine of the bridge fame and the waterfalls fame came to this area when it was just desert, but he had a vision of collecting water from the Snake River and finding a way to create a farming community in this area. He got the right permits and began irrigation. People were able to move here for very low cost because the government wanted more food producing areas and crop producing areas. And the irrigation systems grew and grew and grew until this is what you have today, the Miracle Valley. And finally, after getting our bikes fixed, time for a bike ride along the Rim Trail. On September 8th, 1974, my senior year of high school was just beginning, and Evel Knievel was preparing to jump across the Snake River Canyon on the ramp you see right behind me. It took a lot of money to build that ramp. There were thousands of people here to watch the attempt. He revved up his sky cycle, his jet cycle, went up the ramp. But shortly after he left the ramp, his parachute deployed. Did he pull the ripcord too early? Did something malfunction? That is a great source of controversy, but whatever it was that happened, he and his motorcycle ended up at the bottom of the canyon. Amazingly, he only had minor victories. Kathy's going to attempt to recreate that jump today. Are you going to take the e-bike up and try it yourself? Next time. No, of course she isn't. She didn't even take her bike up the ramp, but she's climbing up there to see what it looks like. As it turns out, this was Evel Knievel's last jump. He spent many, many years as a daredevil doing things like this. Ultimately, he died of normal medical issues that anyone else could have. He was definitely one of the great entertainers of the day. And here's our last view of Shoshone Falls. You can see, yeah, they have dramatically reduced the amount of water going over the falls. So we are so fortunate to have gotten here and seen it when we did. We are at the Minidoka Relocation Center, just outside of Twin Falls. And this is one of several internment camps that were set up in World War II, where Japanese American citizens were rounded up and placed in what is effectively a prison, a concentration camp, to live out the war for fear that they might in some way be aiding and abetting the nation of Japan. They were interred without any charges being filed against them, without any trials. It was simply illegal imprisonment based on their ethnic, racial, national heritage. In the Minidoka War Relocation Center, the concentration camp, there were 13,000 people just in this one camp who lived here during the war. Oddly enough, when the war ended, this land was originally redeveloped for housing for returning veterans, excluding Japanese American veterans. So what did the incarcerees do with their time while they were here? Well, they had some things for recreation. They built baseball and softball fields. They created a little movie theater that they were able to bring in some movies, especially fun for the teenagers. Behind me, you see a root cellar that they built because they cleared land. They built canals. They grew crops enough initially to sustain themselves because they really didn't like the canned meats the government was providing, and ultimately to provide food for some of the other concentration camps that were holding Japanese in other parts of the West. After the war, the U.S. government gave each of the internees $25 and a train ticket to rebuild their lives. Some of them went back to their homes in California. Some relocated to other places because of the prejudice that still existed against them. When I was in high school, there was a couple who belonged to our church. They were friends of ours who I ultimately learned had been interred in one of these camps during the war. I would have never known it. I couldn't understand it. I remember asking my parents about it, and they told me that I just couldn't understand the level of fear that there was among people during World War II. I can't begin to understand that. But I do know this: fear often drives us to do unimaginable things. And this internment camp and the others like it are unimaginable things. You might wonder why Kathy and I come to places like this, why we bring you with us to places like this. And it's very simple. It's not to make us feel bad. It's because if we don't know our history, history will repeat itself. And we don't want this kind of history to be part of America's future. Well, that ends our visit to Twin Falls. Tomorrow we're heading off to Sights Unseen. It's been a pretty amazing visit, don't you think?
Yes, it's really nice here.
Definitely worth the stop. We had no idea how wonderful it was going to be, even though we'd seen videos, and I hope we'll be able to come again sometime. And remember, life's a journey. Make every mile count.